Hey loves, welcome back to Day Spills Tea. I, of course, am the lovely Day. First and foremost, I want to wish all the fathers and father figures out there a very, very happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth to everyone. I hope you all got to celebrate in some sort of way. And shout out to all the companies who, as of this year, began celebrating Juneteenth or observing Juneteenth as an official company holiday and giving folks Monday off. Good looking out. Anyways, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about Love and Marriage DC. I really want to talk about the fact that it really feels like there's a little production storyline finagling happening with Ashley and Quick. Maybe it's just me. But anyways, before we jump into all of that, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and show me some love, because we know I do it for the likes. Make sure you let me know if you saw what I think I saw when it comes to Ashley and Quick and production on this episode. And I'm also curious to know how many of y'all believe in this intuitive healing lady, Terry. She was Monique's intuitive healer, Terry. So I really want to know your thoughts on that. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Ring the little notification bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video. And if you're interested in following my home building journey or looking at my unboxings and clothes try-ons and all of that kind of stuff, make sure you hop on over to I'm Lovely Day, which is my other YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow. So show your girl some love. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the episode starts off with Quick and Ashley. So Quick is saying that he's got this intense pain in his hand. He's like pointing, it looks like more so to like his wrists. So, I mean, this could be anything: carpal tunnel syndrome, arthritis, as he said, gout, a number of things. So he goes to the doctor and call me crazy, but she kind of dismissed it. She was like, I don't see anything serious, but it's definitely inflamed. Okay, inflamed could be a number of things. She even said it could just be to overuse. Okay, so that would have been cut and dry. Ice it, take a Motrin, go on about your business quick. Ain't nothing wrong with you. But then here's the storyline finagling, and they named the episode emotional. What was it? Emotional overload or something like that. And they tried to make it emotional. It wasn't emotional to me. Maybe I got a cold heart. I don't know. But anyways, so Quick then feeds her a story. He says, well, I went to another doctor who said that it could quite possibly be gout. Now, 2 seconds ago, she said it was nothing serious, just a little inflammation. Now they've gone down this whole path of diagnosing him with gout. And now they're talking about he needs to be fitted for a wristband. If he doesn't wear the band, he could end up losing functionality of his hand. He won't be able to work. He won't be able to DJ. He needs to do a lifestyle change and give up alcohol. It's like, oh, y'all took that and ran with it so quick to make this more emotional than it was. So then he starts over dramatizing, and he's like, she said no drinking, no clubbing, no fun, sit at home, get fat, all of this and all of that. And I'm like, that one left so fast, because that lady was for real about to chuck him some Motrin and send him on his way. Is it me? Like, am I the only one who feels this way? That was really, I felt like in that first episode, Arena was trying to make things emotional with little Jamie. I'm still not really sure about that or not, but it felt a little forced. And then now we get this, and I'm just like, okay, that wasn't that deep, y'all. Anyways, so that was that. Then we move on and we see Arena and Brittany, and they're just sitting there looking like twins. I enjoyed their conversation, but it wasn't a lot to it. Just more, speaking on Jamie. And it sounds like maybe up until this point, no one has ever checked Jamie on his behavior. No one has ever really called him out or held him accountable for anything. And now that Brittany is like grown, she's willing to have a voice and speak up. We'll see more of what comes with that, I'm sure, in the future. So then we're back at Quick and Ashley's house, and they are preparing to entertain Monique and Chris for dinner. I loved this scene because I'm team extra all day. All day, I'm team extra. And I would love to, at some point, be in a position in my life to where when my guests come over for dinner, It's like Monique and Chris, and I got folks serving y'all and handing y'all your drinks and cleaning up after you and all of that. I would love to do that one day. But for right now, it's looking a whole lot more like Ashley and Quick. And those events are fun too. And I liked how they weren't trying to force it. They weren't about to put on any airs. They ain't got no chef coming to prepare no meal, no catering service. They like, look, we grabbed some takeout for us and some takeout for them with that vegan food. And we just about to sit in fellowship and have a good time. I love that. And Ashley is like, look, do you want a red cup? Like right now, a lot of my family's events are held at my house. And sometimes I'm offering you a red cup, and sometimes I'm texting you and saying, hey, can you pick up cups on your way? So, maybe one day we can all aspire to have the servers and all of that like Monique and Chris. Anyways, but I did enjoy that scene. So, Monique gets there, and of course, she immediately brings up Winter. So, in the world of reality TV, we know that there are always some kind of unsuspecting characters, and there are always the ones who are partnered with production to be the catalyst for the drama. So in this case, obviously Monique is in on the gag. She's, pretty much the center of the show. And then Winter is clearly the catalyst, right? So Monique I felt like she was kind of trying to take responsibility for the quote unquote miscommunication that doesn't exist, because there was no miscommunication. Winter went back bumping her gums, saying stuff in a different way than how it transpired. And now Monique is kind of trying to take responsibility for it to keep things cool and keep Ashley from getting in her behind. At least that's how it seems to me. Ashley is like, she don't even want to talk about this chick. Like, she just like, I just want to enjoy like dinner. Like, I didn't invite y'all over here to talk about Winter. I really love, and I've said this before, I really love the chemistry and the authenticity of the relationship between Quick and Ashley, because when he told them, y'all brought drama to my wife's event and that's why we mad, you could see that for him, he really takes protecting Ashley seriously. Like, I think he knows that Ashley is not weak by any stretch of the imagination, but you can see that not only is she my wife, that's my homie, that's my girl, and y'all came and caused drama at her stuff. And like, he ain't happy about it. And I like that, because that's right, boo. If I'm mad, you mad too. Anyways, so Monique says she wants Ashley and Winter to get together and have a lunch. Ashley's like, okay. I think in ordinary circumstances, Ashley would have probably said, hell no, Monique, go to hell. But I think because they're on this show and she understands that this is a part of the job, she went on and agreed to it. So they're going to go ahead and do lunch. And then Monique brings up how she had to go see her intuitive healer, honey, because she wasn't feeling right about having caused all this drama. So Quick is very interested. He's like, let's do it. This will be great footage for the show. I feel like everything is for the show. So they all agree to it, and Monique is going to go ahead and set that up. I'll be honest, I don't really believe in the intuitive healer in the way she was presented on this show. I didn't really feel impressed by her saying that Jamie was aggressive and that he was insecure. I feel like anybody could see that. I feel like things like that, if they were there, how they started out in like the lobby or the waiting area or whatever before they went into the salt cave, those are personality traits that you can pick up just watching somebody interact for a few minutes. I didn't feel like it was any ground-shattering, mind-bending revelation or anything like that. I just didn't. I feel like you can look at Irena and understand that she thinks everything needs to be perfect. It didn't, I don't think I need to be an intuitive in order to do that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not trying to offend anyone who truly does believe in this, but for this particular, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist and that no one has these abilities, but for this woman, I didn't see it, and I've never really seen it in any of these shows that, we have seen these supposed mediums and all that sort of thing in the past. Anyways, so then we get a scene with Winter and her kids. Her kids are beautiful. Winter is beautiful. Her kids are beautiful. And I loved her daughter. And when her daughter started to clap at the fact that her mom was getting a divorce, I just was thinking, like, she mentioned 4 kids before, but these kids grown. Did you not talk with them about Kevin before you married him? Because I feel like that would have been important. I feel like them having a relationship with him and have an opinion on him, I feel like that would have been important. Not that your children rule your life or that they get to make the decision for you, but I think having their insight, because kids will be honest, having their insight could have probably saved you some trouble. But her daughter tells her that the whole issue isn't her fault because he love bombed you. He manipulated you. He was taking you shopping and all of that. And she really confirmed my suspicion from the get-go, which was that the reason Winter got fooled is because she saw him as a come up. He is a con man. He made you think he was rich and you were about to marry rich, and so you didn't ask any of the real questions. You completely ignored all the red flags, all the signs and everything because you thought you had got you a boss. That's not wise. And I really hope that instead of defending herself and falling back on her kids and saying, oh, well, my kids told me it's not my fault, I hope she actually thinks about, why was he able to love bomb me? Why was he able to get past my defenses and get me to marry him and take me and my kids through this turmoil? Yeah, because that didn't make no sense. There's no way you coach people on relationships and you would tell somebody that it's fine to marry someone you've only known a few months and you don't even know where they live. Yeah, but you didn't need to know where he lived because you assumed it was a big, fancy something and that you was about to be kept and all of that. And that didn't happen. Your fault. Anyways, oh, I thought it was cute too that her son and her daughter had matching dyed hair. I thought it was cute. I like when, families have that good, close relationship where they want to do things like that together. Okay, so what else? So her daughter does suggest that she spend some time working on herself and healing, and I agree. Listen to your daughter. She's smarter than you. So then we get the lunch or dinner with Monique, Ashley, and Winter. This version of Monique is just on my nerves. I'm not enjoying her. I'm not enjoying her. Brandon Burks, if you're listening, I'm not Team Monique anymore. Like, I still like her as an individual in some way, but this show is not doing her personality any favors. Anyways, so she is playing the fence. She's trying to defend Ashley, and it just feels very, very phony. She keeps saying things like, I thought it was this. I thought this. I felt this. I misunderstood. I was confused. You weren't confused. Your friend is the catalyst. Your friend is a troublemaker. And you're trying to make it like there was a misunderstanding when there wasn't. Your friend is starting crap. And we know that she's the crap starter because we see on the previews for next week that she done got Arena hot. And Arena be chill. Like, she's a very chill, easygoing woman. But obviously, Ashley's going to pull her off of her square, and I don't think she's going to have the control that she probably would like to, because it seems like it's very, very unnatural for her to get loud and rowdy with somebody. But your friend Winter, who you keep trying to act like is innocent, she would never do that. She's a troublemaker. She's taking her check and earning it. It's not unusual in the reality TV world. Anyway, so Ashley goes on, and after they have supposedly smoothed everything over, Ashley is like, I still got a problem with you because I still feel like you came for my marriage. And she did. And there's no excuse for it. You did. You tried to make it sound like you had tea on Silva and it was foul. You went and started calling him DJ Fun Size. You were being disrespectful. Like, there's just no excuse for any of it. But I love how Ashley stands up at the end of the dinner and she's just like, well, I want to leave here and just say we still not friends. I like that Ashley is the exact same person every single episode. I can appreciate that. She's the exact same person every single episode. There is no deviation. Even in her dealing with her husband, she is Ashley, and I can appreciate that. She ain't always right, but she is Ashley, and I like it. Even when she said she called me aggressive, and I was like, yeah, sometimes I am. Anyway, so back to the intuitive healer. So, she said what she said about Jamie. That was fine. I really wasn't impressed with the whole situation there. Um, Giving Quick the number 9 random. Like, if you gave me the number 9, I could think of so many things that happened when I was 9. Like, I can remember, I might go back and say, yeah, when I was 9, I peed on myself in class and it was the most embarrassing thing, and I don't think I ever recovered from it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get anything out of that. What I did like in that scene, though, was I did like that when Jamie went to pop Arena, I did appreciate that she checks him on it. Like, allow her to be who she is. If she needs to cry, allow her to cry. Like, don't be, like, there's nothing embarrassing about her getting emotional. So I was glad that she checked him, because it don't seem like many people check Jamie in his life, and maybe they're beginning to, and let's see how he actually ends up adjusting to that. If that becomes a normal thing in his life, let's see how he handles it. So Terry the intuitive gives Chris some advice, and he interprets it how he interprets it. And then Monique in the confessional talks to him so condescending and explains it the way she interprets it. First of all, I heard the intuitive, Terry, I think it's her name. I heard her say something else to Chris directly. I can't remember what it was, but at the end of the session, she said something and she mentioned Chris by name. And it rang a bell in my head and made me feel like Monique talked to her beforehand, told her all her frustrations with Chris. And this woman has a biased opinion and biased advice for Chris based on what Monique has fed her. And that's why Monique feels so confident in being able to explain to him what the intuitive means by the advice that she gave. That's unfair and that's BS. And I did not, as a wife, I did not appreciate the tone in which she was speaking to him while she was explaining it. If a man did that to a woman, we would definitely be like, okay, he's trying to mansplain at me. And I don't know. I'm not feeling the Monique that's being presented on this show. Like, I almost want to be like, Chris, you deserve better, bro. Then as the episode concludes, we see a trailer for next week, and Ashley has written a book called Do That. And it's about, just getting out there and doing what you say you're going to do. And Monique throws shade at Chris and says, I'm about a first copy for Chris. Ma'am, he had a successful NFL career, which is what you're building your entire lifestyle on. How dare you act like he doesn't get out and do anything? Like, really? What world are you living in right now? How dare you? Like, your whole life. Your entire lifestyle, the however many homes you own, the trip to Africa, the schools you put your children in, you being able to be on a housewife show, it's all predicated on the work that he has done. Monique, please stop this. Please stop this, because he does not deserve that. He does not deserve that. I know he's probably not perfect, because I realize that people see things in my husband and they feel like he's perfect, and they might feel like I'm too much and I ain't doing right or whatever. We all have things we have to work on, but this is not looking right, and it's certainly not feeling right. You can't make it sound like this man is just a lazy oaf when he has already done so much. Ugh. Okay. Last thing, Quick and his brothers. This scene got emotional when he began to read the letter from his mom. So, he suffered some loss at a very early age. He lost his mom at 10 and his father, I think he said around 18 or something like that. And, it really, really made me, this was the part that did actually get emotional for me, because it really made me think about how we as parents, sometimes things happen with us inside our control and beyond our control that can change our children's state of life like that. I can speak from my own personal experience that there have been things in my 25 years of marriage that I know affect my children. I can remember a day where I felt like my oldest son turned into a man overnight because he needed to. He needed to in order for his own mental well-being. So he would never go back to being that young, innocent boy that he used to be. And unfortunately, that happens with a lot of children. I mean, he was a lot older when it happened, so the effect is probably a lot less than it would have been for someone like Quick, who at 9, 10 years old suddenly is no longer just a little kid. And so there's a lot of growth that doesn't get to happen in those years where you would ordinarily have been developing as normal children do. So there's probably some therapy that needs to happen in order for him to really, really understand what has happened to him, put the pieces together, be able to better relate to his brothers, be able to better relate to his wife and things like that. But it's real. I mean, that part, that's real. And having your mom write a letter, and she didn't mince words in this letter. She didn't say, sons, mom isn't going to be with you or anything like that. No, she said, mom is dying. Like, I can't imagine putting those words on a paper for my kids. Woo! And so when he first started to read the letter, he immediately became emotional, and his brothers, were there for him. And I thought it was a really, really sweet scene. That part seemed realer than I think he intended it to be. So, anyways, overall, the episode was a little bit on the boring side. The best parts of the episode for me was laughing at this doctor taking Quick's own self-diagnosis and running with it for the sake of there being a good storyline about his future in his career. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy my commentary. If you didn't enjoy the episode, I hope you at least enjoyed the commentary. And as always, I appreciate you tuning in to watch. Thank you so much. Bye.